This season of Quantum Kickflip is brought to you by MythWorks. Original worlds, original stories. Find out more at www.myth.works.
Previously on Quantum Kickflip.
Friends, where did you come from?
I think I know the answer to that question, but I don't know if you want to hear it.
Oh, besides coming from my voidly essence.
Okay, no, you got it.
Where's Bubby? Flobert, you pull yourself together. You have peeled back to your home dimension of Vastiche.
Esther, what's the deal? Why?
I know, right? Can you believe everyone loves us? Dude, you've gone viral.
You could have cut me out of the shot or something. I'm getting the name Plinko.
I actually don't know if that's better or worse than Flakes.
Turtle told me that Plinko had something really cool.
I heard you have extra candy that can talk.
Plinko, show us the thing.
Show us the thing, Plinko.
And there's even like cheers like Plinko. Plinko.
An acrid wind blows motes of coral pink sand through desolate air. An entity approaches, and the glass door slides open. We see upon its surface a faded vinyl applique of some alien text that reads, Mall Entrance Number 5. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Quantum Kickflip, a Slugblaster actual play podcast. My name is Michael Vetsch, and I will be your GM for this week.
Whoa, you're haunting us.
And I guess I'm your ghost for this week. And I'm here with some of my best and funniest friends who will introduce themselves to you. Do you have any fond or core memories of the West Edmonton Mall?
Hi, I'm Liam. I play Esther Infinitē, the Guts playbook with the jailbroken microphone. And I grew up in Spruce Grove, Alberta, which is the suburbs on the west end of Edmonton. So the biggest, we were as good as living in the west end of Edmonton, very close to the West Edmonton Mall. So I have a great many memories there, from down to childhood of watching back when they had the dolphins and the submarines, to teenage years. Going to see movies there. I remember my friend Dylan sneaking a 2-liter bottle of Diet Coke in his sweatpants into the movie theater. And so he just put it down his pants and then it fell down his leg, but it was the kind of the sweatpants that have the elastic thing. So it just stopped there. Maybe it was a 1 liter, not a 2 liter.
It was like his calves are jacked.
Yeah, no. He did have a 1 liter on his calf, and he's walking with a limp, and the guy at the booth is like, "Sir, do you have something down your pant leg?" And he goes, "No." And he's like, "Okay, go in, I guess." Because he's not the guy ripping tickets at Cineplex isn't gonna ask a 14-year-old what's down his pants. And then right down into adulthood, where I started out doing stand-up comedy, and one of the bigger comedy clubs in Edmonton is at the West Edmonton Mall, and so I had a lot of drives to go do comedy. My early formative comedy memories are going to the mall to perform at the comic strip, getting a booster juice and then pouring a Red Bull into it.
The comedian's delight.
Yeah. Comedian's 8-ball. Yeah. So yeah, that's many a memory at the mall.
Cocaine was the comedian's 8-ball.
Hello, my name is Laena, and I am playing Miserée, the heart playbook with the Voidware backpack retrofitted to just be her. In West Edmonton Mall, there is a theme park called Galaxyland, and in Galaxyland, there is a roller coaster called the Mindbender. It was the huge attraction of this particular theme park, and I never went on it, but I did go on the space shot, which is just a thing that goes up and down, and I did have a panic attack.
Yeah, the Mindbender's gone, and honestly, you're not missing much. I wrote it one time where I was early for a comedy show. I was like, oh, what can I do? Kill 45 minutes. I'm like, I'll go ride the roller coaster. And I bashed the side of my head against the restraints, and it fucked up my jaw a little for a couple days.
Oh, no.
So you really didn't miss anything.
Yeah,
There's a reason
someone have that happen to me.
Someone died on it in the 80s. It's probably good that it's gone.
Hi, my name is David Ray, and I play Jacob, now Plinko Stanley. He's a chill playbook, and he has the Rift Ninja sneakers. I'll be honest, I don't have like a ton of memories of West Ed Mall, except for by way of this thing that happened in Edmonton, which was called Yeg Flakes, where we'd get together at a bar, and we would watch a movie, have a Twitter thread going, and we watched the movie Christmas in Wonderland, which is a Chris Kattan movie that was shot in West Ed Mall.
Yeah.
And then we would just make fun of the mall, the movie. It was bad all around, so it was just easy to make fun of, and that was my core memory of West Ed. It was not even in West Ed. It was in a different part of Edmonton, and that was my best memory of that mall.
My name is Robyn. I play Goby Lubgorch, the Smarts playbook with the powered armor. West Edmonton Mall was like my first impression of Edmonton because I didn't grow up here. I grew up in British Columbia, but we came...
So refined.
British Columbia. But we drove here because we lived so far north in BC that Edmonton was the nearest city. It was nearer to go east than to go south to Vancouver. That'd take you a day and a half, but Edmonton, you could get there in a day. We went to West Edmonton Mall when I was very young, and I was so excited to go on all the rides, and I'd had the Mindbender hyped up to me, and I was so excited to go on the Mindbender, and then I wasn't tall enough to ride the Mindbender, and man, you think not being tall enough to ride a roller coaster is disappointing. Try driving 8 hours to ride a roller coaster, and then getting told you don't get to ride on it.
There's two stories that were essentially, I did not ride on the Mindbender.
And then years later, I did get to go on the Mindbender with my dad, and he's very tall, and that makes that roller coaster a lot more intense because every overhead beam that went by, I was like, that's going to decapitate my dad. That's going to decapitate my dad. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Hey.
And as I mentioned before, my name is Michael Vetsch, and I'm a game master in this week. I spent a lot of time in that mall because I worked there for a stint at the Bose audio store.
It was so refined.
The British Bose audio. No. I think it's like for how busy a mall it is, it's crazy to get there. There were times where we'd be there like really early ahead of a shift because I would like cover for doing bank runs and stuff as a fourth key in the store and stuff. And it's just like, you get into a space that big with 2 other people in it, and it's very unsettling. Walk around and you can hear your footsteps click and clack for just blocks and blocks of stores.
The same as when you're pushing midnight. No, sorry to keep on the comedy club thing, but like some of the shows would end after midnight, and you have to walk out of the mall at midnight. And it's, like echoey and creepy and,
Something tells me this might be foreshadowing for this episode.
What?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think without anything else to cover there,
Might as well start this game.
let's play some Slugblaster. We find ourselves at the Bright Academy in mid-October, roughly a week after our fledgling crew returned from their Soliton adventure in the Golden Jungle. And at this moment, we are joining our crew in one of the few shared classes that all of them have at the same time in their timetable: physical education. Phys Ed at Bright Academy takes place in the gymnasium, an old converted warehouse space that sits off the back of the Academy campus. This, probably back in the days when it was more of a mining facility, was not very well kept. There are no windows, it is dimly lit and poorly ventilated. The perfect place to make a bunch of teens exercise and admit an even higher level of teen stank than they typically would. Normally, gym class is led by Mrs. Haversham, the school's gym teacher, but she is out sick with something that the other faculty members have only described as marital sickness.
Oh, no!
Instead, today, we find our crew in gym class that is being subbed by the groundskeeper, Mr. Bob, who, off the top of the class, wheeled a large metal rack with a TV into the front of the gym, slapped a VHS into the VCR that's bolted onto the metal frame, before giving a sharp exhalation through his nose that ruffles his mustache and shucked off his coveralls, revealing a tight lycra neon orange jumpsuit. As the VCR begins to spin up the tape, we hear the sound of some grainy 80s aerobics music, and Mr. Bob goes to town. And then it's like a solid 40 minutes of just jumping around jazzercise kind of energy going on. And while that's happening, everyone, can you just give me a D6 roll?
Oh my god.
I got a 3.
I got a 3.
I got a 3.
I got a 4.
So Miserée is sort of keeping up with the steps.
She just it's like a different silhouette every second.
Just morphing between the different. It's almost
Real
as though
Mr.
there were a
Game & Watch
strobe
energy.
light on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I've never considered Miserée having like muscles and a body. Like what does phys ed do for Miserée?
Listen, they can't make exceptions for one student. Then they'll have to make exceptions for every student.
And with 3s across the board for the rest of you, you're not doing too great in this class.
Goby, like, maybe inside his armor he's keeping up, but like the armor has a little bit of lag to like translate the movements. So yeah, he's fallen further and further out of step.
I think Esther is actually really familiar with aerobics because it's one of the few sort of physical activities in Popularia that is known for putting a Suzanne Summers type famous person front and center. And she's really thrown because she was expecting a lot more of like the face and the presentation and the music and like the production value to be better. And it's kind of in Popularia, there's less of a focus on the actual aerobics and more as just one of the many ways a person can rise in popularity by like hosting, an aerobics thing. And you go, oh my god, the workout videos in Popularia don't actually go this hard or look this shitty.
I think Plinko is just having. I'm getting this weird to say out of my mouth. Plinko is having a hard time, like, kind of keeping up. It's that thing where it's like, it's like a dance, and that's hard to wrap the brain around. It's like it's this movement, and so it's always a half step behind everything else, and it's like making him like be clumsy and like missing stuff, and yeah.
Goby and Plinko are bumping into each other every couple of moves. Yeah.
And of course, if you're in your armor, like it like hurts. Like I probably like
You go flying a little bit, yeah.
like the top row of my teeth just like geck onto your arm. He's like a tooth is loose, and he's just
So a lot of you are sort of put through this rigorous gauntlet of aerobic exercise up until the point where the video shifts into sort of a smooth jazz rendition of the same theme song that was played before.
Thank you.
And groundskeeper Mr. Bob begins to shift into the cool down stretch portion of the class. Since this is one of the few classes that all of you actually have in your timetable, do a lot of you sort of work like group together? Do you sort of stick with your own crowds of people outside, or what's the vibe on that?
I think at least for Esther now she does. Maybe at the beginning of the year she wouldn't have, but is beginning to develop a bit of a at least rapport, if not friendship, with these individuals. So I think she's definitely clumped up with Goby and Miserée, and Plinko as well. But we've still got somewhat of a tenuous
you're
relationship.
On the far end,
Yeah.
and Miserée and Goby are in the middle.
yeah. I think obviously I'm there. I clonked my teeth on his armor. But also I think, Doug and Sam and Turtle are also there on the other side.
Normies, yeah.
And, I could believe that the others are like kind of making a joke out of this and like probably like laughed at us and and everything like that. But I think we're kind of all in that group, doing that hard thing of like, I'm with two different groups of friends and I have two separate masks and I can't maintain both. Well, I don't know how to split this difference. Yeah.
Nice. At this point, as everyone's sort of down on the old tarnished boards of the gym and stretching out, Miserée, you notice someone sort of sidling up to you. Oddly enough, this person sort of shuffles over to you in a full split. He's just already down in the split, and he's just kind of like bouncing his way across the floor toward you. When he's not in his very damp gym clothes, this individual can usually be seen in a plaid short sleeve shirt with khakis that used to be long enough before he hit his growth spurt last summer. He's the type of guy who wears a belt and suspenders at the same time, so that kind of a person. This is Wilborth Youngston, a member of the crowd, the Freaks. He assures most people that he's not even that weird. He doesn't really know why he's considered a freak, but sometimes people get hit with allegations, they just stick. You just got that kind of energy.
You wear a belt and suspenders.
Yeah.
He's a null kid?
Yes. Yeah, he is a null kid. He spends a lot of his time fencing. Miserée, sorry, can I talk to you for a second?
Oh, sure, Wilborth. What is your turmoil?
I don't know if I'd call it turmoil exactly, but I just wanted to speak to you about well, I know you guys have sort of been hanging out with Bubby a lot more recently, and some of us in the they call us the Freaks, but I don't think we're that weird. I just don't think we're that weird. But some of the rest of us have been wondering. We haven't seen Bubby all week, and we know he'd been a bit out with you guys. Do you have any idea where he went?
No, I'm not sure. Well, there was... my friends had gone on a little, trip, and, she's, kind of, I guess she can't really give side-eye, but so she very conspicuously turns to her other friends because she's not sure how much she's supposed to reveal about their, excursion to the Golden Jungle. She's like, and Bubby was there with them, but he never returned.
Okay, well, now it does sound like there's some turmoil going on, just based on how you said that, but...
That's how I talk!
Fair enough, I shouldn't judge, sorry. But none of you have heard from him at all?
Miserée, why are you talking to that freak?
I'm not even that weird.
We all came back through a sort of dimensional anomaly, and I just assumed that maybe Bubby took a little longer to pierce the veil, but I admit I'm starting to get a little bit concerned. You haven't heard from him either, then?
No, he hasn't come to any of our hangouts. I haven't seen him around the dorms at all. I mean, what about you, Plinker? You seen him?
Well, no, not since the time. I don't know. I don't know. It's concerning. I hope we can see him soon, but
I guess Miserée isn't normally connected to the Golden Jungle. It was all part of the dimensional anomaly, so that there's a chance that something got shifted while we were passing through, and maybe the polarity reversed and he was spat out somewhere different.
Well, I think he may have been peeled back.
Oh, no.
Well, what else could it be? That's what happens to Slugblasters all the time, and that was crazy. What happened to us?
Wait, what's peeling? What, he peeled his back? How do you know what his back is? Is it the way that his hat
Flakes
isn't
would know
pointed?
about peeling backs.
If his hat is forward, then it's the side that's not.
And Plinko has this moment of, yeah.
Oh my god, you're right. I got so hung up posting the video and basking in all of the accolades and popularity and fame that post got us that, good golly, yeah, I haven't seen Flobert all week.
I mean, obviously we don't want him to peel back because it's not pleasant from what I understand, but even so, then he'd be here, wouldn't he? Because this is our home
No, it's not. Flobert is... I did some looking, and Flobert is definitely from Vastiche.
Yeah, that's what he always said was Vastiche. He came from the pink sands there.
We all just kind of share a look at each other
Yeah.
Oh no.
If we haven't seen him all week, he might still be there. We need to go. Miserée starts running out of the room halfway through cooldown.
Miserée, it's still class.
Oh man, she clearly is more athletic than the rest of you. She's not suffering from all the lactic acid buildup.
Miserée, we probably need to go get him. Flobert might be really scared out there.
If you're all looking to go to Vastiche, Well, when I was looking around from earlier this week, and he rustles around in his pocket.
The doors burst open again. I don't know how to get to Vastiche.
I was checking out his dorm room to see if he was there, and I came across... He doesn't really have belongings because he's just kind of a goo. But he did have this one thing pinned up on his wall, and Wilborth pulls out copies of what appears to be an old sort of map that was posted up and pinned to Bubby's wall just above his bed. And the map seems to sort of show the layout of a structure, 2 levels worth, but everything on it is written in some sort of an alien script. It's not something that any of you know how to read, unfortunately. But there are also some handwritten or glob-written notes that have sort of been written in about stuff, features, landmarks outside of whatever this structure is. I just assumed maybe it was the only thing that he had on him from home when he got to Braid Academy. So maybe this is somewhere in Vastiche. And if you need to get to Vastiche, Grayleen, they were just telling me, they were telling me that they've been poking around Vastiche a little. They started using a bunch of pink sand in one of their most recent art projects, but they won't tell me how to get in there.
This is when Esther's ears perk up. Someone's withholding information. Sorry, but what was that person's name?
Grayleen, they're one of the other freaks. They're a real artsy type.
You leave Grayleen to me. I can get information out of them, no problem.
I mean, we should probably consider who's going to be the best at interacting and delicately pursuing a social. And I kind of look from Miserée's terrifying form to Plinko to myself and like, yeah, actually, Esther, you probably got this, yeah.
Yeah, probably. As Jacob is like rubbing his teeth still.
Oh gosh, yeah, if a lot of you could look into where Bubby's at, that'd be really helpful. It'd mean a lot. I would go myself, but I don't know anything about dimensions or anything. I only just started using what do they call it, a laser rapier in my fencing nowadays. It's very different than when I started.
Where can I find Grayleen?
They're usually up in the art studio. They're most of the time. That's actually, I think, part of a problem they're dealing with lately. They haven't really been spending as much time in their class. I heard that they're flunking out of their vampire as a second language class.
Gah!
You're familiar.
Perhaps I can tutor them. Hang on. Perhaps I can tutor them. I gotta work on my accent.
Yeah, if you have any ins with the language department, that might actually be a real help with them. But yeah, anyway, I guess I should get back to my stretching. And he spins around so that he's now still in the splits, but with the other leg forward. He's just kind of rotated on the spot and bounces back away.
I forgot he was in a split the whole time.
He's definitely not that weird.
No, of course not. Esther, if Grayleen needs help with things related to the waking pits, perhaps I should accompany you on this extortion of information.
Good journalist, bad journalist. I love it.
You're not a bad journalist, Esther. You're very good.
Oh, I was definitely going to play the good one. Wink.
Oh, wink. She just says wink.
The word wink appears in the voice.
Her whole form like blinks. And like whatever that looks like to you, that is what it looks like.
Yeah, and with that, the bell rings and everyone sort of gets up, having finished gym class. Mr. Bob wistfully redons his coveralls and wheels the cart away. As the students begin to transition throughout the school, we hear an announcement over the intercom.
Hello, students. Small announcement. Unfortunately, the quad will be inaccessible for the foreseeable future due to an unexplained influx of golden jungle flora and or fauna. This will unfortunately impact today's plan for the Thanksgiving pumpkin pie throwing contest. Also, please refrain from opening any windows that open out to the quad. I've been told that the most recent deluge of majestic tree sap also brought with it a ham dildo? Wait, what's that? Miss Skakamitz has just informed me that it is, in fact, an angry armadillo. So, yes. Please keep those windows shut, and hopefully the quad will be clear by the time Halloween rolls around. Have a good day.
We follow Esther and Miserée as they go off to meet with a Grayleen Palette, a Thennis Spartian with bronze skin, very gangly, shaved head, always wears a paint-stained skirt and flannel beneath an even more paint-stained smock. An artiste. They do find Grayleen up, as mentioned, in the art studio at Bright Academy. Just another normal classroom, but without any of the desks and just a bunch of easels set up at different points around the room. The back corner has a kiln in it. Art stuff.
Art stuff.
And Grayleen themselves can actually be found standing at a canvas, painting in very bold strokes with a wide-ass brush, just like real thick. Lathering stuff on to a gessoed canvas. Art!
Knock, knock, knock.
Painting! Yes?
Hi, Grayleen. I don't know if you know me. I think we maybe have a class together. My name...
Esther Infinitē?
Close enough, yeah. Esther Infinitē.
Oh, Infinitē. Oh, wonderful to meet you finally. I must say, I've loved the things you've produced of late.
Oh, thank you. I assume you saw the video.
Video?
Of us in the Golden Jungle.
Oh, no, I was referring to your outfits of late, darling.
Oh, my goodness.
Phenomenal.
Thank you. And she, kind of pulls on her denim jacket, kind of pops the collar a bit. She's like, okay, well, maybe this will be easier than I thought. That looks great. What you're doing there, I can see what you're going for aesthetically. I'm just really intrigued by the materials.
This is just some standard acrylic paints, but I've mixed in something with a bit more grit. I need the texture to be right.
Interesting. Would you be willing to say more about that? And she just sets her phone down on the table.
Darling, if you want an interview, you'll have to be a bit more direct about it.
Well, fair enough. We won't play coy. You're clearly as smart as you are fashionable. So I guess it's my understanding that that's pink sand from the dimension Vastiche.
You have some very good sources. At this point, Grayleen has walked over to a potting wheel and has begun working some ceramic, molding clay at the wheel.
You know what? And I love that for you. I think it's totally rad, totally chill that you're using that as a material. I guess I just want to, if you could help a sister out. Yeah. Sorry, am I interrupting? I suppose I am. You know what?
No, it's all part of the process. Life finds its way to mold its fingers into every piece as it happens.
Miserée has just been doing the thing, by the way, where she is just standing politely to the side, but she looks like a shadow.
I was just wondering, if you could be candid with me. I know you got it from Vastiche. I guess I want to know, how did you get to Vastiche to get it?
Hands off the clay. So you're looking for a little route map to Vastiche, are you?
If you would be inclined to indulge us, yes.
And what would be in it for me?
Well, I just have you on record here now saying that you got sand from Vastiche, and I'm sure the faculty here at Bright Academy, who have absolutely outlawed slugblasting, would want to know that you have contraband art materials. So maybe you tell me where you got it, and I don't spill the beans, as I am known to do.
Oh, I see. Blackmail. And is this, are you making some sort of a move here?
Yeah, I want to, it's kind of blackmail, but I also want to play up, I want to use one of my new abilities. If basically I assume this version of Grayleen is not going to tell us, but I have the Meep Chat Pro subscription where I can log in and speak with a council of parallel U's or call an alternate version of a friend or enemy for advice. Oh. And what I want to do is Prisoner's Dilemma them. I want them and another one to sort of threaten both of them with the blackmail in a form of Prisoner's Dilemma, where I don't know if you're familiar with that thought experiment, where like, if you and Dave are accused of crimes, if I can get Dave to snitch on you, he only gets a year in prison and you get 5. But if both of you keep your mouth shut, you get 3. But if both of you snitch, you both get 5. It's sort of this like game. It's like a game theory thing.
Yeah.
So I want to use that to call another version of them and kind of blackmail them too. As many versions as I need to create a Prisoner's Dilemma where one of them confesses.
I like this a lot. Yeah, go ahead and set up a roll for that.
Okay, so it's a D6. Miserée, do you want to help in any way?
Yeah, I think Miserée finally makes herself known by just talking. She didn't think she was doing anything particularly menacing or inconspicuous, I suppose. And she'll say, Esther means business, you know. I love the fervor at which you create your art. It would be a shame if something were to happen to the studio. And I'll throw you a D6 from my attitude.
And I'll do one from my phone, so I'm going to roll a 3D6. Hell yeah, 6.
Yay!
Nice, incredible.
So I was even realizing I actually don't even need to use this ability. I just need to threaten to use it, which is how the Prisoner's Dilemma works. So I'm like, Dave, I got Michael over in the other cell, and if he snitches on you, you're going to get 5 years, and he's only going to get 1. Yeah. And that so I actually don't even need to use the ability. I just need to threaten to use it. Oh, okay, I can tell that you're not particularly interested in talking, and I understand that, but you have to understand, I have this little jailbroken microphone, so I can call you in any dimension and ask the same question, any alternate reality, and ask the same question, and until I get the answer I like, I will call myself in another alternate reality to tattle on your alternate self, and so I can do this all the way through the multiverse until I find a version of you that's willing to cooperate. So I don't know how many alternate realities you want to get in trouble, but maybe we can just keep it to 0?
While you've been extolling this threat, Grayleen has moved over and they've begun angrily cross-stitching at a station in the corner. So you're playing hardball then?
Actually, it was aerobics in gym class.
Oh, Mr. Bob again?
Yeah.
Poor Mrs. Halversham.
Yes, that marital sickness is a beast.
Esther would love to know about marital sickness, is the kind of gossip she lives for, but she's like, stay on focus, stay on focus.
Fine. I have found my own little way into that desolate dimension. Junk goes the loom. Are you familiar with, not the Malamute, but further into the town of Boron Ridge, there's the Boron Ridge mini mall?
Yeah.
Yes, well, in that mini mall, really more of just a strip mall it is.
Wait, the Malamute is not the mini mall?
No. This is further away from campus than that. The mini mall consists of a salon, a Canada post office, the Boron Ridge Dental and Yoga Clinic, as well as the local eatery, Chowtown, Martin Chow's Hong Kong-style food palace. It is out back of this delicious eatery that I found the portal. It called to me. I saw the most delightful pink sand whistling through the breeze. Ka-chunk, tonk, tonk. Floom, 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 floom. And it was just simply a matter of, how do they call it, punching through. And I was there in Vastiche.
Incredible. I thank you so much for your cooperation, and I can't wait to see what you produce next.
Well, I'll be keeping a closer eye on what you produce as well.
I guess we'll
now that I know what you pack in your journalist's arsenal.
Great. I look forward to our blossoming relationship.
As do I. Paint, paint, paint! And with that,
Text. Miserée, I don't have a thing to say about my thing.
All-encompassing silence. She doesn't know what to do.
so with that, you have successfully found a way. Your crew hadn't previously had any sort of connection into the dimension of Vastiche, but now it seems like you've got a way in, though it does require going a little further off campus than you typically roam. In the meanwhile, Goby and Plinko. What a name.
Yeah. You can go with Jake, too.
Jake.
Yeah.
Jake and the Gobster. You two. I would just say perhaps that you two have ended up with this map that had been in Bubby's dorm.
Yeah.
Upon it, you've got some of the few things that he had sort of notated around in that Vastiche area. But this structure itself, as I was mentioning, everything's in sort of, I guess it would be an Ezrian script? Is that what it would be? Yeah, everything. Jake, I think this is maybe a discussion that your father, the head teacher, has discussed maybe over dinner or something one night, talking about an exciting opportunity that the Bright Academy has teamed up with Miper on a partnership for their languages department. The department will be a pilot program for a new Miper device, the Miper Babicles. Babicles.
And do I know where this Babicles is?
Yeah, the Babicles, they're described as the perfect multi-universal translator unit. It's a monocle that also plugs into your ears, so you can see and hear languages. But your dad was mentioning that the first batch of these prototype units was to be brought to the school sometime this week, and they were being kept in a cabinet in Madame Lavidiere's homeroom.
Well, you can't seem to be able to read it, but I heard about these Babicles. There's something like that Miper's working on. They were talking about it with my dad and everything, and they're supposed to be coming in sometime this week. They may even already be here.
Well, that sounds like exactly what we're looking for. If we can decipher the text on this map, we'll have a much better chance of finding our way around when we get there and hopefully finding Flobert.
We'll just need to go by Madame Lavadier. Lavadier. Sorry, I'm not very French. So,
do either of you take a language class as an elective at all?
No.
I take those same Waking Pits vampire language class that the Grayleen takes. Yeah,
I see.
But I probably know the teacher.
The child of the head teacher, you probably know everyone on faculty from something or other. Yeah.
So we'll just drop by the class and see if we can get our hands on it. It should be pretty easy.
I feel like our best person at talking and making sort of social maneuvering happen is currently on an away mission. I'm wondering if maybe. If we go while the teacher's there, I'm skeptical of our chances. Maybe we make this a stealth run?
Well, that's even better. I was just going to, phase in, phase out, put it back, just borrow it.
Right. I keep forgetting you have a signature device.
I'm a guy that can do things.
Of course. Yeah, no, that makes total sense. You should do that.
Yeah, we'll just pop on by.
You're built for this.
It's literally my thing. Well, come on, let's just go. You'll be the lookout.
Yeah.
And then I'll just, bada bing, bada boom, in, out, bada up, and we should be able to do it.
Yeah, I've still got the Realmware lens installed on my armor, so I can use that to help keep watch.
Perfect. And we head that way. We head to the class. We'd come to the edge of the door and just kind of peek in, where you just see the heads and the eyes of the people just looking into the room, and then we pop back
And is this, I suppose we didn't sort of establish time of day. Is this, like, do you think it'd be during a class block or?
Like, to me, I could kind of see, like, we're moving.
Is this maybe post class?
This might be either during a recess or, like, even at the end of school, like, before we leave.
Yeah, I like the idea if it's during, like, a break between classes, recess or lunch, and then, like, depending on how you roll can depend on whether that teacher goes to the cafeteria or the staff room or whether she's and eats lunch in her room type.
Because the one thing is we also need to, like, actually find the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Does your Realmware lens help with finding stuff?
I mean, it could, yeah. So I can roll to see energy fields, invisible entities, and in-depth biometrics. I'm hoping, like, energy fields and invisible entities, maybe I can lock onto some sort of signature that this technology would be emitting. Should I do a roll for that to locate first, and then Plinko rolls to do the nab, or are we wrapping it all up in one roll?
I think I kind of like the idea of this in two, and it's sort of based on yours. That'll set the groundwork of how easy it is for Jacob's roll.
Fair enough. Then I am going to put an extra d6 on this from my powered armor, and as I get ready to scan the area, I go, well, this shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, Myper, it's just, you know, it's not like an interdimensional anomaly or something, which is usually what the Realmware lens is for, but Myper technology all sort of runs on the same hardware, and they have a specific battery ever since they stopped using the negafriction coils a couple of years back, that their battery creates a certain energy signature that if I could just dial the Realmware lens onto that signature, I should be able to detect any Myper technology in the area, and then, you know, accounting for phones and whatnot, I should be able to narrow it down at least. And I'm using Technobabble here to add another d6 to the roll.
Sure, that sounds like it makes sense.
That's you could call the ability Technobabble. Sure, that sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah, if every ability had a subheading.
So I'm rolling 3d6. This isn't a trick, I don't think. I can't see how.
I feel it's like a one-to-one.
So just 3d6.
Do you also just get the style off Technobabble as a flat thing, or is that a choice
I
option?
do. Yeah, for one style and a d6 to a roll, so I do get a style from this. Excellent.
Ding dang.
We got a 5.
Yes, I think based on this, you could see the two of you are outside of the language classroom. Madame Laverdiere was originally Bright Academy's French teacher, but as more multiversal programs were brought in, she was sort of prompted to take on these other additional languages. So she is currently seated at her desk. It's kind of diagonal across the room from where the door is, coming in from the hall. And she's sitting there at her computer, and you can hear a muffled sound coming from the computer speaker. So, I want to suck your blood. And then the madame repeats, I want to suck your blood.
It's got a southern
Madame Laverdiere.
of the Nolans Lavadiers.
Nothing like some classic French Albertans.
I think I've got a lock on it, but sorry, do I know where in the room the Babicles are?
Yes, yeah, no, you sort of scan her across the room, and straight shot from the hall, you see a cabinet, and you're getting a sense that there is some sort of a box within that is emanating this sort of signature that you were looking for from the Myper-type devices.
Gotcha. I think I've got a lock on it, but I'm also detecting she's in the room, and it looks like she's positioned in such a way that she can see the whole room. I don't know that we're getting past her here.
Huh. Is the cabinet up against, like, the far wall, the side wall?
Far wall. It's almost like there would be a straight shot from the doorway, matches the doors of the cabinet ahead of you.
I think I got this. And I like, leave and I go outside. Is this the second floor or the first floor? It doesn't matter. I just need to know for description.
Second floor.
No problem.
I was gonna say I rolled a mixed success, so probably second floor.
So I go down the stairs. I head outside. I find the room, and I start like Spider-Man crawling up with my anti-nega friction outsoles that can run up walls, hang from ceilings, etc. complex or risky maneuvers may require a roll as usual. And my plan is, okay, the cabinet's here. I know it's this far over from the
Based on,
window.
there are the windows, yeah.
And then while I'm playing on the side, I'm going to, hit the controls at my side and put my one hand through, and I'm blindly going to try to pat and try to find it and then grab it and pull it through. So I have 2 dice naturally for being the chill. I'm going to throw in 1 from my turbo. And as I'm up there, maybe Shelly has seen me go outside, and she's looking up and
Oh, hey, Jacob, what are you doing up there?
Shelly, check this. And then, so I know I needed to get my style in there. So
Someone's watching. It's a trick now.
yeah, it's a trick now. You need one person.
No garlic for me, s'il vous plaît.
So 3d6. Well, I got a 1, a 4, and a 5. So I'm on the side of the building, and I'm I could probably see through the window to a degree. There's an angle that I can kind of see with her back towards me or not quite looking my direction. And I put my hand through the wall and just start patting around, grabbing stuff. Stapler, markers, purse, just trying to find, look all around.
I think within this padding, it's kind of a weird sensation because you're both phasing through the wall, but because you're in phase, everything you're kind of padding at is kind of loosely phased as well. It's a weird thing to rig it to phase through one thing but not the object.
Yeah, and it probably also has a weird sensation of pins and needles anytime I'm interacting with a phased. So it's just my hand is slowly falling asleep as I'm kind of patting.
This is one of the times I wish we had video for this because Dave's doing a good hand flop gesture.
This whole episode I've been thinking about that with Michael and his dancing. So just flapping, trying.
And yeah, I think you do with that 5 successfully find this box, and you're able to pull it and phase it back out through the wall. Maybe almost gonna just pitch to you here.
Yeah,
you pulled it out.
Yeah.
Jacob has never really proven to be the most coordinated individual.
No. His name is Plinko for a reason.
Yeah, well, I think he's about to Plinko right now as he yoinks the box of babicles out through the wall. It just kind of falls off the side of the school.
Yeah, I like that, and I fall back and land high up in my shoulders and neck, just bam! It's just ah! And roll through it. It wasn't a direct hit on the head, but it looked gnarly. And
wow, Jacob, you're right. That was really cool. At first, it was kind of boring. You were just sticking your head in the wall, and I was like, "Is he going to do something?" But then you did something really cool.
Thanks, Shelly. Oh, Doug would have loved that one.
And I think with this, you've successfully acquired the item, but I do want to hit you with a slam. I think,
okay,
especially because you were pulling a trick on how you were doing
yes.
it. Fallen from grace doesn't make any sense.
Second story work.
Second story work is very good.
Sure. Second story work. And it just has that cricket in the neck. It'll be ultimately okay, but
the kind of thing you can only bounce back from because you're a teenager, and it's this is probably going to be fine. But
if you were 30, you'd be done.
Yeah.
I open it up and I'm great. I gotta go right now, Shelly, but make sure you tell everybody what I did without telling them that I took the thing. This is a quandary.
I'll just tell him you fell down.
Classic Jacob Stanley.
Oh, yeah. I guess so. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. I gotta go. And I hustle off. I go find Goby and
Yeah, within the box, I would say there are a set of 4 Miper babicles, which, as I loosely described, are just like a monocle, and then the chain from the monocle hooks back into a little earbud that you put in your ear, and it gives you, when you're looking, you almost kind of, it's not the best design because you have to close one eye and just kind of look through one to get it to actively translate, but in the same idea of like a Google Glass or something, it'll give you text translation as well as audio translation of other languages.
Ooh.
It's like if you have both eyes open, you just like you're seeing both languages at the same time. And then since we're in Canada, everything's also labeled in English and French, so it gets to be a real like overload of information.
Can't I just have the English only option? No, you got to have both. Yeah, great. I put mine on right away and just test it out. And of course, like see that it works. Like look at the map a little bit and like. There's like a water park and an ice palace. There's all sorts of cool things here. I can't wait to go. Oh, right. I should probably not wear that right now, and I tuck it away into my pockets. And well, should we go find the others?
We've regrouped at this point. Yeah. I'm like, are you okay? I saw you through your head bobbing through the bottom of the window, and then suddenly it wasn't there anymore. And well, I don't want to make any assumptions, but. Your nickname is Plinko.
I did drop, and it's fine. It doesn't matter. I got the thing. Like, look.
Oh, incredible! And I take one and go to put it on, and it tinks off the front of my porthole. I'm like, now I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit. But great work.
Thanks. Hopefully, it could work underwater for you. Anyways, let's go find the others. We gotta get Flobert as soon as we can.
Yeah, so the four of you reconvene at the Malamute. Are you all like seated at a booth? Or are you just hanging outside? What's the vibe on that?
I don't know if Miserée would go inside. The fact that I think she's starting to get like pretty concerned about Bubby. I don't know if the peelback thing might have occurred to her. She might have thought that maybe he was sick the same way that she was not too long ago. So now knowing that he's like not even in this dimension and could in fact be very hurt and very in trouble, she's getting pretty restless. So she's like pacing but on her skateboard outside the Malamute.
And maybe Esther's just filming you to practice filming skate tricks, because that is her whole deal, is wants to record great Slugblasters.
Yeah, she's grinding out ollies just to be able to do them like flawlessly. This is her actually just like doing the practice.
Really great thinking, team. Listen, I know we're here to find out what happened to Flobert, and I'm as concerned as the rest of you, but we've got a lot of heat on us right now after the Soliton run, and I really think this is... Everything I've read about slug blasting says that it's all about keeping that momentum. Once you've got everyone's attention, you can't lose it. So this run is going to be kind of make or break for us. So the more you can roll, the more footage we can get, the better it'll be for our crew.
I love how stone cold you are. This is not about rescuing Bubby. This is about great footage, and I am all with you.
Well, no, I mean, it is about, but
no, you said it already.
Well, and I'm sure Bubby's fine. We'll quickly find him, and I don't know, there's an amusement park in here. We could probably go and hang out there. But there's also this stuff that's written on the side of this. There's like something called a dune hole, and there's another note that says big lights, drow ?
Also, aren't dunes like mountains? Like, how is it? Isn't a hole the opposite of a dune?
If those were written in by Bubby, maybe those are good places to start.
And I will mention at this point, I'm assuming you've distributed the rest of the Babicles as well, and everything as God, I keep wanting to say Flakes. Jake's. As Jake's is reading. Everything that has become visible and legible upon this map now, including the name on the structure. This looks, the map itself seems to almost been like a promotional distribution or a flyer or something that shows the layout of the entire structure, which is under the name of the Unicorp Extra Mall. UEM, or UM for short. And as Jake has sort of called out, there are multiple food courts. There's a water park, 2 different mini golf courses, a store called a Build-A-Boar, many things.
Excellent.
But something else that sort of occurs within this, some of you, especially those who are more in tune with the slug blasting community, have heard tell of secrets of the legends of an old mega mall lost in the dunes within Vastiche. But most of the footage that comes across for tricks and things in Vastiche are of people on the old overpass, people going through a bunch of the rubble of old things. But because this structure has likely been kept below the dunes, it's likely this is a better look at what Ezrian culture looked like before its societal collapse. There's a chance that this is actually a kind of a time capsule of history of this other dimension that people have never really explored before.
And there's probably going to be roller coasters. It's going to be so great.
I'm about to get footage of something no one has seen in multidimensional centuries.
Right, but remember, the focus of this mission is to find our treasured friend, Bubby.
To feed the algorithm. Bubby, yes, right, Bubby.
Oh, yeah, Bubby's fine. He's
The head
tough
teacher
out.
said not to feed the algorithm. Or was it armadillo?
While we're getting prepped, can I do a little bit of housekeeping mechanically for my own character? My ability actually reads the manual. You can remove mods, break down mods into components, and install new mods on the fly. It takes either an action roll or a few minutes of work. So while we've got a few minutes here, can I use that ability to incorporate the babicles into my armor rig?
Sure.
Usually it's used to swap out mods on my gear, but I'm using that as like the spirit of that being like, maybe I can find a way to incorporate the babicles so that my Realmware lens and my babicles are sort of both integrated into my central viewport.
Do you have any components or anything kicking around in your banks at all?
I got one gem.
Have you been saving it for anything in particular?
No.
If you're willing to spend that as part of the incorporation process, I like the idea of that.
All
Especially
right.
just like if you're building this directly into the armor and like less so into a mod that can get swapped out. It's like this will now be just part of the armor.
Oh. Yeah, dope. Yeah, I'll go with that. Sure.
If you're willing to spend the gem, that's what
I'll spend a gem
that's
to
what I'm
have
vibing.
permanent babicles.
So Esther watches you do all of that.
Yeah.
And is like very intent and very impressed with your technical prowess. And then she just opens a blister pack she bought in the Malamute.
Yeah.
Where you know how like at truck stops you can get like phone charging cords?
Yeah.
And she just bought like a universal charger, plugs it into her phone and then into the babicle.
Yeah.
And now it's just like an extension of her phone.
Heck yeah.
Excellent.
It's kind of dangling there a little like a phone charm.
Yeah.
Miserée has just like grown a little bulb-shaped appendage out of one side that the babicle is just kind of sitting on. Does not look like a head.
Well, I think we're ready to go. Should we head to Chowtown?
Pardon?
The restaurant where the portal is. You said it was called Chowtown?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
and
right.
it is. Let's go to Chowtown.
And with that, as you all head to Chowtown, I think this might be a good time for me to spend some bite.
Ooh! Hello, beloved listeners. It's me, Laena. Thank you so much for listening to episode 5 of Quantum Kickflip Season 3. If you've been enjoying Quantum Kickflip, you can follow us on social media at Quantum Kickflip. You can tell a friend about us, or you can leave a 5-star review on your podcatcher of choice. You can also support us by subscribing to us on Patreon, where you can get early access to new episodes, tons of exclusive bonus content, and so much more. If you subscribe to our Patreon today, you can listen to the Quantum Chit Chat, where we talk about all of the happenings of my run in the Golden Jungle, and it sounds a little something like this. The crew's gotta have your back. Your
Rear facet?
No, it's still the back.
okay.
It's whichever way the hat's not pointing.
Oh,
Unless
but
he
what if you're trying
turns
to
it
be
around
cool?
dramatically, yeah. Then it's the way it is pointed.
Gotcha.
Unless he's
Super
being
clear.
kind of a funky, cheeky guy and he turns it sideways, then it's 90 degrees from.
Oh, 90 degrees
nuance.
which way?
No.
And now I'd like to hand it over to Wilborth Junkston with a special message.
Hey, it's Wilborth here. I just wanted to give a really special shout out to some very special folks here. I wanted to thank Bronze Dionysus, Nash Fesman Farmer, Diamantina, Aratlon, Mana, Lamp Critic, and Craig from Canberra, Australia. Wow, you're real legends. I haven't heard a single person say that you're weird. People tell me I'm weird all the time, but I'm just not that weird. But no, you're all fantastic.
Want to listen to the latest chit-chat? Want to have your name shouted out by a character? Head to patreon.com/quantumkickflip and subscribe today. This season, Quantum Kickflip is proud to be sponsored by MythWorks. In addition to publishing Slugblaster and other great comics and games, MythWorks is committed to a better and more equitable future. To learn more about MythWorks, you can follow them on social media at MythWorksHQ or on their website www.myth.works. You can catch the next episode of Quantum Kickflip and the continuation of Michael's Vastiche run on Wednesday, August 13th, or 2 days early if you're a patron. Thanks so much for listening, and let's get you back to the action.
You all head out from the Malamute. You head around to behind the Boron Ridge Mini Mall and find this aforementioned portal that you can punch through behind Chowtown. And you make your way into the desert lands of Vastiche. And this dimension itself is a pretty noxious world. It is a hazardous place, and it does actually require you to wear level 1 hazwear. Though, of course, as students of the Bright Academy, you are all given school-mandated hazwear masks pretty early on in the year. With the number of things that come through the quad, the school just figured it was worth their budget to give students access to this kind of protection. And based on some of the
Goby's
notes...
got his mask over the armor on the outside. With like a thin elastic going all the way around the back of the head.
I guess you don't really need it, do you?
No, probably not.
You don't need it. Miserée probably doesn't need it.
Probably not.
Bubby, I distinctly was like, he probably doesn't need hazard because he lived in Vastiche.
It's good for
It's different.
Jacob.
Miserée's mask
knee.
is like floating in the void,
Yeah.
and just like it's getting like nearer and further away.
Like a fish in a weird pond.
But I think because based on some of the notes that you found on Bubby's map, the notion of the big road, that being one of the larger overpasses that's kind of a landmark feature within Vastiche, and the notion of maybe a drow facility. There have been more efforts in the Ezra Rehabilitation Project, and drow, if I'm not mistaken, drow was a key contributor.
Oh,
in that. Yeah. So it's likely that might be one of those facilities, and sort of triangulating among these different landmarks, you think you've been able to find your way to this structure within the vast dune sea of Vastiche. But as I mentioned before, I was going to spend a little bite. I'm spending a bite to cut to the action with PCs in a bad position.
Oh no!
And within this, I want to say that you found the Unicorp Extra Mall. You've made your way in through the entrance number 5 into UM. And you were very, very quickly into your journey through it. You found out that the mall maybe isn't as much of a lost relic as you would have hoped, and you were immediately accosted and chased by a series of mall security robots.
I can just picture Miserée coming through the entrance and immediately, with no sense that she needs to be stealthy or subtle in any way, she goes, "Bubby!"
And yeah, it's with this sort of putting you in that bad spot, I'm actually going to start up a danger track for us here. That danger track is mall jail.
Mall jail.
Yes.
What part of the mall are we in?
Yeah, you entered through entrance 5 would have led you into... It's odd. You wouldn't have expected this sort of a thing to be in a mall, but it seems like kind of there's an arcade, but there's also bowling lanes and like pool tables. It's some sort of a rec room. Yeah. A rec room describes it well. But you swiftly made your way through that, and it's somewhere between there and making it to the main sort of concourse of the upper level of the mall that these security robots thrum to life, and there's a squad of 6 of them quickly on your heels running. These robots look like the robot in Star Fox? Rob 64.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like that. It looked like that, but with a very solid blue, very authoritarian paint job by bipedal mall cop robots. And they have on their heads what look like British Bobby hats. Helmets, I should say. Halt.
And so, like, I think Jake is just like, oh, hi, we're just, like, trying to look for a friend, and then realizing that the robots are coming for us with, like, aggression, and just like, we're just, oh, no. Just, like, immediately knowing that I need to start running.
Yeah, we're all moving kind of in the same direction as we're evading them. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and I think sort of coming in from where you were at Mall Entrance 5, you're on the upper level, and you kind of got either a right or a left you can take. These robots were coming also similarly out of, now that I think about it more, the rec room area. So you're being chased away from the only entrance you had into this structure, further into the mall.
Okay, I think what I want to do is make a play to try and get these guards off our tail. Mm-hmm. And I'm also willing to add a kick to try and maneuver us in what Miserée thinks is the right direction for us to be searching for Flobert.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think what that would maybe look like for her is, I mean, if there's any sort of clues that might, like, sort of tip her off that maybe he was here. Otherwise, she would probably just try and find, like, go further into the mall. She's not trying to, like, turn into any, like, side hallways or anything like that. Mm-hmm. She's trying to go down the main stretch.
Sort of in describing that and talking about traces and things, I think I'm actually going to start a progress track at the same time here.
Sweet.
I'm just going to call this one Glow. And something that maybe it was hard to tell initially in this sort of rec room area based on, like, the floor has this weird pattern on it. It's like a bunch of swirls and little geometric shapes, and there's a bunch of bright colors. It's a very 90s kind of vibe. And it was hard to tell initially there, but there were some patches that had sort of almost a highlight or yellow glow to them. Mm. And as you've exited into the mall, you actually do see more of these little globulates of glowing yellow something or other across the floor. And that might be a good trail to sort of initially go after.
Perfect. So yeah, we're gonna make it as fast as we can, sort of following this trail, trying not to lose it. So I am going to add a kick from my attitude to this roll. The thing that I want to do is I want to activate Astral Intake, mark 1 turbo, and roll to pull a unique, specialized, or implausible item from the multiverse. Miserée, as she's moving, is going to, like, flatten herself down and move along the floor. And it looks like she's just stretching out and out and out, but she wants to pull oil from herself and make an oil slick.
Incredible. Yeah.
I have to mark a turbo for it to happen, so I'm going to mark a kick from the Voidware, and I'm going to mark a d6 to roll. So I'm going to roll 2d6 with a kick from my attitude to try and keep us on track. That is a 6.
Yeah.
Woo! A 1 and a 6.
So I think, yeah, with that, you are able to very successfully spread yourself across the whole of this sort of concourse portion. And does Miserée recede and the oil stays there?
Yeah, so it kind of looks like she's stretching out and out and out, and maybe there's, like, an iridescent shine to the oil that is not present in Miserée, and that's the way that you can kind of tell them apart.
And I think as these Mallbot cops sort of hit that oil, immediately they were just, this is the downside of a robot security guard with feet.
Yeah.
As soon as they hit that oil slick, it's just a pileup of these 6 robots all clamoring onto each other. Some of them slam against the railings at the upper level here. Another one slides directly into a storefront and slides back out with an edgy t-shirt on. But they're all sort of falling down in a crumple. Halt, shoppers, halt. And at least for the moment, the crew of you are further away from these mall bots. Mall jail will still sort of be hanging over the continuance of your time in the mall as, if anything ever goes wrong, you're that much closer to being in mall jail.
I don't want to be in mall jail. And have we marked a spot on the progress?
Yes, you have also, with this, marked the G in Glow as you're making your way. Let's say, that initially those are sort of heading It's westward as I look at this map, but further toward. This is now okay for the listener. I've printed out some maps of perhaps a specific mall.
Polo Park Mall, weirdly.
And it would be toward the HMV end of this mall.
Yeah.
So the west side of the mall.
Yeah.
Bubby's here! I can taste him! The slime's on the floor and I'm crawling over the slime. It's a weird feeling.
Oh, that was incredible, Miserée. Great job with the blarts.
Wait, you know the taste of people?
Just Bubby, if you slimed on the floor. Well, anyway.
Goby has used his Realmware lens to scan these robots, and if I can offer some color, he's learned that they are bipedal laser-equipped authority robotic technoguards, or blarts for short.
Oh my god, Robyn Slack is at it again.
Tell me you were rolling on that, Esther.
You know it.
As you come forward, sort of rounding the corner past this, you run by what looks like a model of like a spaceship. There's like a big spaceship just sort of down over the railing in the middle of almost a pit in the middle of the mall, and there's a giant spaceship with a bunch of little astronaut statuettes posed all around it. You can also see down in that pit there are these large tracks where it's almost a train system ran around. Very weird thing to have in a mall.
A ship in a mall? How quaint!
But rounding the corner, you almost pull into an area which has very stylized facades to it. It's very refined. It looks almost continental, European, if you will. And you see that this trail of little slime globulets leads around this corner, and actually not along the floor, but up the wall and into one of the windows of these fake facades.
Jake does not think one moment about it. He just goes up the side of the wall with his...
He can
just go up the wall. It's not a problem. And pulls himself in through the window if he can.
I think you can just
do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So once I get up there and I start scanning around, looking around, do I see more globs?
Yes, you met with... It's actually a bit of a macabre sight up there. Once you've gone through this window, you find yourself in what seems to be some sort of a conference room.
Okay.
It's been set up with rows and rows of chairs, all sort of facing toward a projector screen, and there is actually an old slide projector still projecting and running. But the seats are filled with skeletons.
Okay. Just don't mind me. Walking down, kind of thrown off, trying to like find these globs or whatever. What's on the projector screen?
Do you have a Babicle on?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
It just says Q3 profits.
And I try to take a look around for Flobert.
Yeah, you're just doing searching. Is there a particular ability you're invoking or anything that is assisting you in this search?
Wait, there's a presentation going on. Is there a microphone set up?
Yes. Just off to the left of the projector screen, there is a podium set with an active microphone.
Is there a skeleton at the podium?
Yes. It's actually fallen in such a way that the skeleton would have fallen on top of the microphone, but has clearly rotted away, so the microphone is now poking up through the rib cage of the skeleton, who is draped across the podium.
Jake sees it. Do you mind? Okay, I'm just gonna take the microphone and extend it, just kind of like blow on it to get any skeleton dust off of it. Is there like a place where like the volume is, like a speaker or any of that kind of thing?
I think sorry, did you say you blew on it to blow off dust?
Yeah,
I think as you blow, it does a classic like big feedback, just like noise directly in, and you can tell that it is on. There aren't any volume things currently. If anything, it might be connected back at the setup where the projector was.
Because Jake thinks like this, just like, oh, I got to turn it up or whatever. Okay, I'm just I'm just going to bring it with me. And I bring the microphone, and now the cord is probably yanking on the skeleton.
It is one of those ones that is mounted into the podium, so if you're holding the microphone, you're just dragging this podium behind you.
With
a skeleton on it.
And like it topples over, and if anybody had been in the room to see it, it would have been embarrassing. Oh, jeez.
You roll a d6 for me, just for just.
Do I roll 2 because of my chill?
No, just roll just one for just. It won't give you any problems.
4?
4. So yeah, you do hit one skeleton seated, and it knocks over an entire row of these people who were seated there.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. And I like stumble over. And
Where did you go?
I'm going to try to call for I got a microphone, and then like I stumble over another row of chairs and just kind of like trying to keep yanking at this. No, I'll just go and turn up the thing. Go to the tech booth and just like put up the volume, and then go back to it. And Flobert, where are you? We're here.
Are you at the facade with the Beaux-Arts architecture? Or the facade with the Renaissance architecture?
I'm in this conference room.
Not helpful.
Up in the nice looking building part. I don't know.
Beaux-Arts or Renaissance?
the second one. And Flobert.
Yeah, I think since you are doing this sort of to try and further the search, give me a roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this with 2 dice? Because I'm a chill.
Yeah, the other one was just for goofs, so it didn't get it.
I roll a 5.
Despite this calling out, I don't think it's reaching Flobert's ears, mainly because he doesn't have them. But
we forgot about that.
We always forgot about
also, he just Flobert doesn't appear to be in the vicinity to hear this, but that pile of blarts is. Yeah. So it has keyed to them as they've sort of hands and knees crawled their way past the oil slick that you are sort of over in this stylized wing of the mall.
Yeah.
But even though the call is going out and you don't get any sort of response with that, did you say you were moving the speakers at all or anything for that?
I didn't move the speaker. Like, I left the microphone initially to turn up the thing, and then I went back to, I guess, this toppled over podium in amongst the skeletons, and I was just starting to speak into it again. Hopefully it'd be louder, although feedback might be
I think with this, you're actually just seeing, based on being at this new perspective, even though you lost the trail of the slime as you came up here, you can now see out through the window across. Somehow you picked the trail up on the opposite wall.
Oh, okay.
And it's climbed further up, and you see it going across the skylight glass ceiling, which of course is just covered in pink sand. So no light is actually coming through them, and heading off back over sort of above that ship feature.
Right. I just dropped the microphone and just start heading, trying to follow that trail. Once again, I'm just going to go up the wall and the roof.
Yeah. And with that, I think I will mark another mark on the glow track, as well as one on the mall jail track.
So we're at 2 on like G and L on glow and M on mall jail?
Yeah.
Okay. Esther and I are still down on the main level, and I guess Miserée as well?
Yeah.
You had kind of followed after Jacob, but...
Yeah, I think she's like going into this boulevard area and trying to find Jacob, and cannot seem to figure out which window he climbed into. And she's kind of like hoverboarding back and forth between him and you, trying to keep tabs on everybody.
Yeah, at this point, if you've sort of seen Jake run out of this window, and he's reemerged into the area where you all are, and you can now also see the trail that he has picked up on across the ceiling of this glowing yellow slime that seems to head toward that ship feature. I don't really know why is it there? What do you call that? Is it an attraction? Is it
an installation?
Sure.
Yeah.
A statement piece.
It's a big decorative spaceship in the middle of a mall. Yeah.
Heads toward there and seems to drop from the ceiling onto the ship itself, heading over in that direction.
Yeah, Goby hears these Blart units powering up again in the distance and is like, I think we better make a move. Looks like you found the trail, Jacob. Let's get to stepping.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow it the best I can.
Oh, you're on the ceiling?
Yeah, because that's why I followed it, right?
Yeah, he's literally following the trail.
It looks like it drops down from where Plinko is down onto the ship. Oh, I have an idea. Gang, now's our chance. Do a trick on the ship, and I'm going to make it look heckin' cool.
Yes, I love this.
And so Esther takes her hard light selfie stick, sort of holds it out over the area around the ship. I know you said ground level. Are we on the first floor or the second floor?
You're on the second floor.
Yes, and I don't know how much we want to go into the construction of West Edmonton Mall, but if anyone's confused, there is sort of a third floor on Europa Boulevard that has conference rooms.
Yes.
But most of the mall is 2 stories. That was just, I'm like, I need you people to understand. So now we are looking over the ship. You're all in it, and she's going to use her advanced AR markup. Roll to generate cosmic AR decorations, filters, and other minor illusions anywhere you can see through the camera. And she's going to be like, quickly do something on her phone, hold the selfie stick up, and be like, okay, gang, whenever you're ready to do whatever you want across the ship, I'm rolling. And I guess I have to roll to generate this correctly, and then everyone can do their trick. Check it. So my trick is just doing a skateboard move across this paint that I have done on the ship. Because you said it's seen better days. This is an ancient ruin. Mm-hmm. She is going to make the whole area look like it's brand new. And by time we are done traversing the ship, it will look like it does now. Like that she sets the filter to disintegrate over the next minute.
That's cool. Nice.
So it looks like a brand new, shiny, sci-fi interdimensional mall. And by time we get to the other end of the ship, it will have just the filter will have fallen off.
Cool.
But you all can see the filter.
Almost do a time lapse of the filter rapidly over the course
of us grinding or jumping or whatever. And you all, the way this works, you all can see these illusions.
Yeah, you're like generating them in real life.
So let me roll that first. I'm going to add a D6 from my turbo.
Do we want to make this some kind of a team roll where we're all doing a trick together, or do we want to each roll separately?
My initial impulse was that we would each kind of roll to do our own trick. I know that's risky, but I guess, would we be able to do a team roll and have that get us all a style?
Maybe if we threw Kick on it.
I don't know if we've ever done this before, but if you're doing it as like a crew roll, could style for that trick go into the crew style bank?
Oh.
So you wouldn't get as much as everybody gets one for doing their own trick, but doing it as a group, there's a little less risk, but the crew will get style rather than the individual.
I like that.
Into it, yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. And then is this all riding on Liam's roll then?
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense to make that the
and then we
beginning
just
of the group
each
roll.
describe our own contribution to it. Yeah. I'll toss you a kick from my armor.
All right.
And I'll describe how I'm using my armor to kick this stunt up a notch if and when we succeed. We've also got our crew resources. You should take a D6 from that.
Oh yeah, take a hype for sure.
I will take a D6 from the crew resources, the D6 I roll with normally, the D6 from the crew, and the D6 from show off. You get an extra D6 when you do a trick. The spotlight loves you. Can't help it. So I'm currently at 3. Anyone else?
I'm gonna give you 2 kick.
Great.
1 kick to give us an extra crew style. Miserée is what she's doing, I think, is sort of coordinating with the others. She's not trying to do a trick on her own. She's trying to like do something that times well with someone else's trick. And then the second kick is to continue to search for Bubby.
Yes. Okay. So you're with one. This will not only be a cool trick; it will mark that progress track. And also, I was already planning to for the group one to do 2 to give 2 style if it goes. So this would give a 3rd on that.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Okay, then 3d6 and 3 kick. All right, gang, I got this all set up. Check this out. And some illusions begin to fill this space. What they look like will be determined by... Hell yeah, not just 1 6, but 2.
Woo! Incredible. Yeah, this, as you power up that... What was the AR...
Advanced AR markup.
Advanced AR markup. The visions sort of come back. It almost feels like... The idea of like if you were to time lapse something back, you might like throw a sepia filter on top of it, but everything in this already corroded state is already very sort of drab and dim, so it's kind of like removing that and everything becomes vibrant through the lens of your camera.
Vibrant, maybe like a bit of a pastel 90s aesthetic.
Yeah.
And also light there's no actual light, but light is coming in
it
through the
begins
glass.
to re-simulate that the huge sort of skylights feature above. Sunlight streams down, and Vastiche has it sort of. Actually, I guess we don't know what it would have been back in. I think just sunlight, which is something to at least through the view of it is so much brighter and more welcoming than this sort of. It almost felt like you were in an underground tomb before, based on how little light there actually was.
And you said there was a train track going around the ship?
Yes.
So not only does the ship look nice, new, and clean, but I think there's an illusionary train going along the tracks.
Yes.
Very good. Goby wants to, I'm using the upgrade I made to my mobility boosters in my last downtime to like launch myself up into the air with the intent of high-fiving Jacob while you're hanging down from the ceiling.
Nice.
But I think, as he's doing that, he lets out just this burst of water comes out of the bottom of his boots and fires him upward. But it's also like shooting as he's like going up. He's kicking his legs out, and it's sending these like fire hose blasts of water that just sort of like cut through the illusion anywhere that there's like a mural along one wall that looks all like pristine and new and just painted. And then as it gets hit with a jet of water, it like washes away the illusion and is like the like dim faded version of the mural that exists now kind of thing. He's just like cutting like paint swatches or like splatter painting the scene with water, and everywhere is left behind the sort of the degraded illusion kind of thing. And he reaches up and gives you a armor powered high five.
And I'm there to take the high five, and that echoes all the way down, and then I start playing with the weird anti-gravity on the shoes, and I start sliding from the top, because I am seeing a dome kind of like skylights. So I'm seeing like I'm sliding weirdly from the top down, kind of like. Oh,
it's like an upside down
slide.
Or not even slide, but a half pipe or a bowl.
Yeah, that I slide down utilizing my anti-friction kind of shoes in a kind of special way.
I think that makes a really stunning image with this now, the added like virtual sunlight streaming through that light as well. Your shadow is very starkly backlit with this light above you as you slide along.
Yeah, and I go down all the way down the wall to kind of back to, I guess, what would be the second floor walkway or whatever, overlooking the spaceship and everything.
I think Miserée ollies up and off of the railing, and as Goby is rocketing up towards the skylight, she is plummeting down, so they're sort of moving away from each other in kind of a V. And she sort of flips her board around her and like lands, kicks off again and like stalls on one of the astronauts that is like fully like brightly painted once again, looks extremely uncanny valley, whatever a Vastiche individual astronaut might look like. Even by that standard, it's like, that is not what that's supposed to look like, but we don't know any better. And as she like stalls and like leaps off and continues on further into the ship, it's like her shadow is like cast over it, and it doesn't go away as the paint sort of seeps out from it and it sort of recedes back into its current form.
And then Esther keeps it simple because she's on camera duty. We're on the second floor. There's railings to obviously keep people from falling from the first floor or from the second floor down into the ship area or onto the first floor. She's just going to grind along that. But as she's grinding, she's extended her hard light selfie stick to sort of capture. She's on like wide view, and she's capturing pretty much this whole open space. And you can see Goby and Plinko and Miserée doing different things. Subtle moves in her arms sort of adjust the camera. But all she is doing is grinding along this one long railing, kind of focusing more on trying to get as many cool shots in one fluid motion as she can.
Gotcha. So she ends up on the other side with everyone.
With everyone.
Having taken the wide arc while they take the straight route.
Yeah, they
across
went
the
straight through and she kind of went along the edge.
Is the arm sort of like out so she's also in the shot?
Yes, the arm is out and back and sort of over top of the
That almost gives
ship.
you the image of like lo-fi beats studying anime girl. It was just like sort of always
Like a side profile.
Yeah, side
kinda,
profile, always
yeah.
sort of
I
there.
love that, but that's not quite what I was
Not
thinking.
what
And
you
also
think?
for our list, I'm sure we all can see this space so clearly that I don't want to take that for granted. The main floor has the ship, but it's tall enough you can see it from the second floor.
Yeah.
And then above that second floor is this domed glass ceiling. And so she's just basically got it as out in the middle of above the ship as she can get. And she's getting the left side of the railing, or the left side of the ship, the right side of the ship, above it, below it, like a wide shot. It's just a wide landscape shot that sort of zooms in on the party by time we get to the other end of the ship.
Cool. Yeah, I think that all goes off without a hitch, and that was 2 6s, yeah? Then, yeah, the 3 style goes into that crew bank.
As we land, she goes, and that was the history of UM in 30 seconds.
Did anyone happen to see Bubby while they were doing their sick tricks?
No, but I think we are still on the right track, and points, there was the globs on the glass ceiling that seemed to drop onto the ship, and where we've landed, we're still kind of on that track, I think.
Yes, yeah, and actually with that, because of the kick that was marked before, you have marked another spot on the glow track. So it'll be GLO out of glow. And the trail, I think you can find that it leads sort of off into one of these smaller side halls and actually up a flight of stairs that sort of winds around over on that side. You also sort of glancing back, the Blarts could just walk around the hall around, but something about the way robot logic works, they're just trying to take the shortest route through you. So each one by one, jumps over the railing toward the ship, and they can't fly or anything, so they all just kind of fall down to the first floor one at a time, all go, hot. And you have, again, sort of eluded these mall bots for the time being.
Yeah, we're rolling pretty good on this run.
We're doing
so
good.
yeah.
Yeah, you are. You are indeed. And as you follow this slime trail, you end up in this portion of the mall that feels like it's not storefronts, it's not conference room, it feels very, like, not business adjacent. Everything sort of becomes parceled off into a bunch of smaller rooms, and it's very odd as you open the doors into these rooms. They've all got such strange looks to them. One is like very jungly. You open another, and it's like, if you had to describe it, it would be like Las Vegas sex club, but why would someone just have a room that looks like that? There's one that's kind of Wild Westy. There's a bunch of...
Is there one that's just trucks?
Yes, there's one that is just trucks. And you're like, why is that a valid theme for a room to be? But it sure as heck is there.
Oh my god.
So we're so in all of these themed rooms, there's like beds and stuff like that, right?
Yes, yeah, they are bedrooms. For those listening in at home, there's a portion within the real life West Edmonton Mall that is the Fantasyland Hotel, which has very weird themed rooms.
Yeah.
Very weird themed rooms.
That also apparently haven't been updated since like the 80s or 90s, so they're also like, it's like staying in an old shabby hotel, but also in an old shabby hotel that's themed like Egypt. Like, the corners are like, yeah, it's strange.
As we're making our way through this abandoned ghost town of a hotel looking for Bubby's trail, Goby's just kind of babbling about the crew and like, I just like something maybe to do with the fact that we all go to the academy. So like the class cutters or the school skippers or the absentees because we're teens. But then I was thinking like, oh, our first big run was to the Golden Jungle, and that's what everyone knows us for. And you got to keep their attention. You got to play to what they know. So something like the Golden Sun glitch out, or the Golden Light laser fight, or the Gold Star disaster. So I don't know. I'm just riffing here, but there's something there. I think with the Golden Sun and the Golden Jungle.
What room would Bubby be in?
You're worried about him too, huh?
Yes, hence the whole reason we're here.
And our numbers haven't been as good since he hasn't been on any of the videos. I'm wondering if he's the reason that people were so attracted to us. And also, I hope he's okay.
Quick, we to find Bubby, we need to find the room that is most like Bubby. What do we all know about Bubby?
He's sticky, he's slimy, he leaves residue behind, and honestly, if we're in a hotel, I don't want to look for any of those things.
What are his
Yellow.
interests?
I was good. This feels so much. I did an exercise in university, and one of my close friends, friend of the show, Shani, had to describe me with like a list of adjectives, and the first thing she wrote down was graphic tease. And this feels exactly like that moment.
Oh God, this is deeply personal.
He wears that hat all the time. It's purple.
Is there a purple hat room?
Is there a purple hat store?
And then, as Jake actually takes a moment to think, wait a minute. And I look down towards any grates on the floor. And I, like, peel one open and, like, take a look inside and, like, he's not in any of the rooms. He fell down. is what I'm thinking.
love this, but also we're in a luxury hotel. Why is there a grate on the floor that you can
We're
open?
in the great room.
It's for air conditioning, right? Like
like a vent, a ventilation grate, not a sewer drain
I
grate.
see. I was picturing like an open manhole. What kind of hotel?
They had a Ninja Turtles theme room.
Yes. Okay.
That's the one that had the sex couch for some reason.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot. Need to figure out a way to make it, because there is still one more spot on the track.
I was just going to invoke Lucky
Oh.
and just like,
Yeah, can you read that off for me real quick again?
once per run, dumb luck helps you. A tree falls on a monster, lasers misses you, tie your shoes, you unknowingly give someone a perfect gift. I'm just wondering if, like, everybody else is, like, using all this, like, logic, and I just, like, hey, what about this? And I open up the grate, and he's just, like...
Or the trail continues.
Or the trail is just, like, right there.
But I like the idea of it just marking off that last spot on the track. I like that a lot. And I think, this is a thing that has frequently happened to Bubby. He's always fallen through stuff.
Yeah.
And the trail does continue on that way. I did like the flavor of using the Realmware lens for things. I won't make a roll for this. I think we're just going to mark the last portion on that track.
Wow, Plinko, that was really lucky.
Thank you.
Yeah, I could confirm with the Realmware lens. His signature is all over the vent system. Good thinking.
Yeah, and I think with the lens, you're almost able to... It's not like X-ray specs or anything exactly,
No.
is it? But like you could probably scan like, the vent, it leads this way, and it actually tracks back to a mechanical room.
Okay.
Within the hotel portion of this mall.
So we head over there as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
Before the robots come for us. Open the door. Is there any problem with the door?
No, it just goes right on in. Everything you've sort of come across, it seemed like whatever happened to Vastiche really just happened on a normal day, and everything was open and accessible within the mall. You haven't come across any locked doors or anything at the time. Opening this door into this sort of mechanical room, there's like furnace portion over to the side, different duct work and things like that. There's also a portion that is set aside distinctly for janitorial. It's an interesting little scene. In the corner of this, it's almost like a little tiled corner of this larger exposed concrete room. And it's been set up in a way, there's some old fabric sort of strung up as like little walls and barriers. There's some like various little lighting fixtures and of things that can be sort of taken from different parts of the mall. Some of them are like signs, just different things that had pleasant colors of light that have been set up to sort of light this area. There is a mop bucket that has a pillow in the bottom of it that looks to have been a bed. And this, what you've come across, looks to have been Bubby's home from when he lived in Vastiche before coming through to null.
Bubby?
Esther's recording it and then realizes this is obviously very pertinent to her and her friend, but for anyone else, this is just a disused mechanical room and stops recording.
Flobert? Flobert, are you in here?
And no response comes back. I'm gonna spend another one of those little bites.
Okay.
And I'm doing this one to extend that track.
Extend glow?
Yeah. And the entirety of it now, it's being extended out by another 4 ticks to Glowbert. You finished off Glow, but now Bert has been added onto the end of it. And as you're actually pulling out the map, maybe some of that sort of triggers. One of these light panels that's here actually seems to sort of match up with the shapes of that. It looks like he's taken a whole directory panel and brought it into this little space. And much like he had a few little notes on his paper map, there are more notes written in over different stuff throughout the rest of the mall on this big directory panel. There's something that's labeled as a movie theater. It says cool statue written in there. And something that looks like it was labeled as water park has fun slides. And there are different things in food courts that talk about good eats. And he's just made a bunch of other little notes about just like spots and things that he's found within the mall during his time when he was living there. But there don't seem to be any active traces of Flobert here in this mechanical room now.
Oh, it's a mall directory panel. Oh, look, take a step back, gang, look.
Goby kind of holds up the paper map that we have and like aligns it with the thing and is like, yeah, it's a match.
Esther takes a picture of the big directory.
Where do we go now? This was our best lead, and he's not here.
Those robots are still stomping around out there.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? I got some more bite. Why not use it? I'm going to spend the other 2 bite that I have to mark some more spots on Mall Jail. And it's as you're mentioning these other mall bots that you do hear echoing in the distance from down the halls in the hotel. Shoppers, reveal yourselves.
I love how it's a threat against shoppers.
Patrons of the mall.
Beware.
Checking in, we're at Glow out of Glowbert and MAL?
Yes.
MAL out of Mall Jail?
I guess we need to start exploring the other side of the mall. Try and make our way as far as we can.
Yeah, I guess let's quickly look over the map and see if there's any indication of where he might want to hang out. Good eats, a cool statue. Maybe he went to look at a cool statue. I don't know. Any of these could be where he went.
Maybe we have to split up and cover more ground.
I think that is a salient idea.
Yeah, that's not a trope in Disney. I don't know that that's a bad idea.
Miserée. I guess I have a phone? Hang on. I've never had to think about the mechanics of this. I mean, every Slugblaster has a phone. I'm going to say that Miserée has like a flip phone or something, just like very, very bare bones kind of thing. So she
pulls out of the void a rotary phone that has a camera stapled to it.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. And she's like, and like label makered onto it. She's like, right, yes, okay, I have your number, so we'll call if one of us finds Bubby.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. We can. There's a big mall, so the more ground we can cover, the better. Everyone, take a look at the map and pick an area, and we'll all fan out and call if we find him.
Sounds good. I'd like to check out these big slides.
I got the roller coaster, and I guess the place around the roller coaster place.
I remember one time, Bubby and I went to the Malamute and he got the chili fries. They looked disgusting in his slime form, but he does like to eat food. I will check out the food court.
I mean, I could look at a cool statue. Yeah, okay.
And find Bubby.
Right, find Bubby.
And Jake has already started running, just like
I like that initiative.
Yeah, and at this point, you all sort of split off, trying to head out before these blart bots catch up to you in the portion of the hotel in the mall, each fanning out to a different location within its vast structure. And somewhere out in the distance in the mall, we hear the small little squick squidge of a slimy creature moving across tiled flooring.